Hey guys, welcome back to this new Artmage guide right here. The new deck Artmage is here and I will show you 3 important combos. I will also show you a deck list in the end that you can copy and take to Master Duel, and there are timestamps in the description as always. There's one thing I want to mention right here. If you are a budget player and if you want to play like the best version that you can play with this Medius, the pure guy, I just want to mention that Artmage will kind of fizzle out of the meta in a few months when they get their second support wave, Elven Nodes, where you would then only play 3 Medius, the pure, and then the Elven Nodes cards, and this is the better deck than is the Artmage deck, which means that you would not need all the Artmage ultras that you will see in this video here. I just want to mention this, obviously, if you just want to play Artmage, because Artmage will definitely play different than this Medius, the pure / Elven Nodes deck, then you can obviously also do that. Without further ado, we are starting here with Medius, the pure, and 1 random spell trap discard, and you will see this is a pretty easy deck. The idea is always the same, but let's start right here. So we are going to firstly normal summon Medius the pure. He's basically the core card of this all. We are going to read the cards obviously, especially in this first run through, and then obviously in the later combos not anymore. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add to your hand or special summon 1 power patron. This is, by the way, why this also functions with this new Elven Node stuff, because they also have a card called Power Patron, but the Artmage stuff also has 1 monster from your deck. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle 1 monster from your hand or face up field into the deck, and if you do, special summon this card but banish when leaving the field. So if you can mill this to the graveyard somehow, you could also basically get it to the field. So we are going to summon the Power Patron. This is always this guy here, Artmage Power Patron. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters, so you're locked here, and then you can only use each of these effects once per turn. During the main phase quick effect, you can fusion summon 1 Artmage, a fusion monster, or 1 Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation, which is the Artmage boss monster, from your extra deck using this card you control and monsters from your hand or field. And if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Artmage spell trap. This is a very important choke point here, so if you can stop the Medius summoning this Artmage Power Patron, or if you can stop the Power Patron, that's pretty good, because this gets you into the rest of the combo, as you will see in a second here. Also, keep in mind that this Artmage Power Patron here needs itself to do the fusion summon, so if you can get rid of Power Patron, if you, for example, destroy it before it can fusion summon, it no longer will fusion summon. Keep this in mind. So now we are going Power Patron quick effect. This is also happening in our opponent's main phase if we want, and we are going to go Archmage Diactoros. Now we are triggering our Power Patron in the graveyard because he was sent there from the field, and we can add to the hand an Artmage card. We are grabbing the field spell, a very important one, but let's first read the Diactoros. This is one of the boss monsters, needs Medius the pure and 1 Artmage monster. You can target 1 monster on the field, change battle position. Okay, when your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, if you have 3 or more different monster types, so this would be a fairy, then you would need a warrior, etc, etc, then you can quick effect negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So this is an omni negate for on the field cards, and basically all of these Artmage cards have a bonus effect if there are 3 or more different monster types on the field, which you can basically always achieve. You will see this in a second. And if this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can special summon 1 Medius the pure from your hand, deck, or banishment. Unfortunately not from your graveyard, but that's fine because we are playing multiple of him, so we can start our combo again if this card gets destroyed. And then we have the field spell Artmage, Academic, Arcane Arts, Acropolis. The field spell, very good one. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Medius the pure in addition to your normal summon. Nice. And then here's the important effect. You can discard 1 spell trap and declare 1 Artmage monster card, a name that is not among the monsters you control and has not been declared for Artmage, Academia, Arcane Arts, Acropolis this turn, and add that monster to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except Artmage monsters or Medius the pure. So this can search all of our Artmage monsters that we can then summon. You will see how this works. Here we are activating our Acropolis, let's call it Acropolis, activating Acropolis, discarding the infinite impermanence, and then you will always want to search first your Artmage Gralflare. So it says the first time this card will be destroyed by battle, it is not, and then you can only use each effect once. If you control an Artmage card, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can set 1 Artmage spell trap from your deck. And this guy has the effect, you can target 1 spell trap your opponent controls for cost, destroy it, and this would be a quick effect, so an interruption on your opponent's turn if you have 3 or more different types on your field. So we are going to summon the Gralflare, and the idea here is that all of the cards that we are getting now will always get us new spell traps to discard, so that we can get the other Artmage monsters to the field. We are setting the Artmage Vanish Alteration here. Place one field spell face up on your field zone, or if you already control the field spell, you can also add an Artmage card from your deck to your hand instead. And then all of them have basically a banish in the graveyard effect, these spell traps. When your Artmage monster is targeted for an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard to negate that attack, and then you can special summon one Medius from the hand. So everything gets you into Medius basically. We're activating the Vanish Alteration to grab to our hand the trap card here, the Artmage Pact Awakening. It's a normal trap, special summon one Artmage monster or one Medius the Pure. You can see Medius is all around from your deck. Also for the rest of this turn, the activation of your cards and effects that include an effect that fusion summons a fusion monster cannot be negated. Kind of like Branded Lost in a way, but it's a bit different. Also, your opponent cannot activate effects or cards when a monster is fusion summoned this way. Actually, it's exactly like Branded Lost. So if your fusion summon would be on chain link 1, then in the next chain your opponent cannot react. This is actually the same thing for the entire turn. And then you can also banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Artmage monster you control for cost. You return that monster and destroy one card your opponent controls, non-targeting. And we will most likely have this in the graveyard, because what we are going to do now is use once again our Acropolis here, discarding the trap in order to grab the next one, which is the Artmage Litera. It says you take no damage from battles involving this card, and then if you control an Artmage monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can add one Artmage card from your graveyard to your hand. So this gives us another spell trap to discard. And its effect is main phase quick effect. You can special summon one Artmage monster from your hand or graveyard, except this one, then return this card from the field to the hand. This will be an important interruption to get into our second boss monster on the opponent's turn. Re-add the trap card. You could also honestly re-add this one here. It doesn't matter because we will discard it again anyway. So discard this one again to grab the last one, the Artmage Final, the best one. Final says your opponent cannot target level 6 or lower Artmage monsters you control with card effects. That's kind of nice. Can't be imperm, for example, these guys here. And then you can also, if you control an Artmage card, once again, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can draw one card. So all of them has this. If you control an Artmage monster, special summon this, and then do something. And during the main phase, if you have 3 or more monster or different monster types on the field, quick effect, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls currently. Also, until the end of this turn, their attacks become halved. This does not target. This just, negates the entire monster field, which is crazy. And you can see right here, we have a dragon, we have a fairy, we have a spellcaster, and this one would be our warrior. So we have 3 types, we actually have 4. So we activate the final here in order to summon and draw a card. And this is why you want to go Final last, because Final just draws you a random card, whereas the Gralflare gets you this combination of Alteration and the Trap card, because we could obviously just search the Trap card with the Final, but you want to have this in the graveyard already, also for this banishment effect, right? And then this one can just add one back, and this one will draw a random card. So this one you want to do last, because she does not guarantee you another spell trap to discard, obviously. So what do we have on this field? We have this one that can bounce back to the hand and summon something from the graveyard. This will be the owl here, the power patron, so we can fuse in our second boss monster on our opponent's turn. You will see this in a second. This can quick effect destroy a spell trap. This can negate the entire field and halve the attack points, and this can negate the activation of a card on the field and destroy it. Let's see what we can also do here. We will get heavily oh no, this was the other replay with the lava golems. But let's say our opponent summons a monster, and let's say I'm using all of my negates, right? I used the Gralflare, I used my Feinmel, I used my Deactoros, and what I can do then is I can activate my Litera in order to get back the power patron to the field. Here she comes to the hand, and then I can fusion summon. And with 3 monsters here, obviously using the ones that I've used already, I'm going into the other boss monster, the Nerva, the power patron of creation. It says 3 Artmage monsters must first be either fusion or special summoned in defense position by attributing 3 monsters with different types. So you can also do this in your turn if you wanted to. You can only summon her once this turn. While a card is in the field zone, this card cannot be destroyed by card effect, so she's protected by this field spell here. And then once per turn, when you activate an Artmage monster effect, quick effect, you can make the activated effect become destroy all card your opponent controls. So we have a trigger here, which is our power patron, that can now add to the hand an Artmage card. So you could chain this to, you could basically chain this Nerva to this power patron in order to destroy the entire field. Or if, for example, you still have this Feinmel effect live, you could also go Feinmel and then chain the Nerva, and then the entire field would be destroyed. So we are changing this effect to this effect basically. And yeah, we're activating this, then we're chaining this, and you can see right here that we will destroy the entire field, but not search, because we have changed the effect, right? And yeah, now we're getting the turn back. But this is the basic idea with Artmage. This is what you want to establish. You have your negates here, your interruptions, and then you have your entire board wipe at the end. So you can do it basically again on the next turn and re-establish these negates. Alright, and now I will show you another variant. Let's say we start with the Acropolis here, and a random spell discard is the same thing but a bit different. We activate the field spell first, then we are going to discard in order to grab once again our Gralflare. He's the most important one to search us anything basically. Summon the Gralflare because we control an Artmage card, and this time around we are setting the Artmage Vandalism Assault, which is our Medius searcher. When this card is activated, you can add one Medius from your deck to your hand, because you can see right here we are missing the Medius, and missing the Medius means we cannot go for the Power Patron, Fusion Summon, and so on and so forth. You can target one face-up monster you control. If that face-up monster would be used as fusion material this turn, it can be treated as an Artmage monster, and if Artmage field spell you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can send this card you control to the graveyard instead, so this also protects our field spell. Very nice. So now we are going to go into our Medius. We can still normal summon, and from here on out it's basically the same thing. Medius gets us the Power Patron. Power Patron will once again fuse into our Deacturus. And then Power Patron can be activated to start getting us spells and traps for our field spell basically. Grab the Alteration here so we can get it into the graveyard, grab the trap card, so we can discard the trap card and then activate trap card, or discard the trap card basically to get once again the Littera. Same thing here, Littera comes and grabs us back, whatever, it doesn't matter because we will obviously discard it again for the Fine Mill, and then we are summoning the Fine Mill and drawing one card. So we are on the same field plus the Artmage Vandalism Assault that protects our field spell. And now I'll show you a 3-card combo. If you have the Power Patron and Gralflare, this also works, but you will see everything just it's always the same, right? So what we want to do here is we want to establish an Artmage card first so we can activate Gralflare's effect to special summon and search. So we normal summon our Power Patron here, and now we can special summon the Gralflare, special summon him to grab the Vandalism because we are missing the Medius. So we grab the Medius, but we cannot normal summon him. It's okay, we can just use our Power Patron to fuse, and yeah, you can see that we are once again in the same combo. We go for the Deacturus, and then we activate our Power Patron in order to grab our Assault here. It's always the same. Assault will grab this time around the field spell. We have to get the field spell. This is where you need this random discard. Once again here for the Littera obviously, and then we go Littera. We re-add our quick play spell, or is it a quick spell card I mean, and then we discard in order to grab our Fine Mill here, and then we just Fine Mill and draw one card. This time around we are missing the trap card that we would have in the graveyard as an additional interruption, but it's the same field, it's always the same field, and this is what you want to do with Artmage. Okay, and here's the potential list that you could play. Obviously you can change the non-engine for whatever you want. You can play quite a big amount of non-engine. We have 3 Fuva, we have Ashes and Maxis for 8, then we have 2 Drolls for 10. Obviously you do not want to get rolled with this deck. Then we have Super Police for 13, for 16, for 18. This is quite a healthy amount of non-engine compared to engine, that's nice. And we are playing one Fine Mill, we can search her. Obviously we are playing 2 Gralflare or Gralflare. I always call him Gralflare because obviously you have seen that he can also be a combo if the hand is right. Obviously we want triple Medius the Pure, he's one of our best starters here minus the field spell. Triple Fuva, once again do whatever. Then Artmage Littera. Then we are playing these non-engines here, 2 Power Patrons, because as you have seen, if you just open this guy, this can also be nice. He is an ultra rare, so in theory you could go with 1 Artmage Power Patron if you wanted to, but I think 2 is kind of nice. Then we have the field spell times 3, we have Vandalism Assault because he can search Medius, so this is a pure starter, this is a pure starter because it gets Medius, and then Medius obviously also is a pure starter. Then we have the Super Police here, we have the Artmage Vanish Alteration, which can get us the field spell, which obviously also can get us into a lot of stuff. Can't get us into Medius because Medius is not an Artmage card, but you can get the Gralflare, and then for example could get the Medius via this Assault thingy here. So also this kind of also works, but then you would need to get the trap, so it's a bit different, but I think it's pretty easy to understand. We have another card, Artmage Masterwork something Succession, quick play spell. During the main phase, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your ED using monsters from your hand or field, including an Artmage monster, and if a card is in the field zone that gains 500 during the main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and then target 3 Artmage with different names in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck so you can recycle the resources, and you can use use this. Maybe sometimes you are stuck and can't access your power patron, then this is an alternative way to fusion summon. This is fine as a one-off, and then you can recycle with this also. We are playing a Cold Bar and a Crossroad. I think this makes sense, so just to play around this role, obviously. And yeah, we are not great into Max C. We are kind of nice into a Fuva Loss because we only summon once from our extra deck and the rest is from the hand, which makes us bad into Purulia, but where is Purulia, I guess? And then we can play this trap because it's also kind of nice if we can just hard draw the trap, either to discard it or just to set it and activate it to be basically a branded Lost. And then triple infinite permanence. Once again, you could just change this out. We are playing 2 Nerva. I think you can also play 1. We are playing 1 Guardian Chimera. Then we are playing some of the super poly targets, Secretarian Dragon, Garua, as well as Mud Dragon, double Artmage, Dioctorus. Makes sense, I think. Once again, super poly target. Then we can produce a lot of bodies, which means we could play Underworld Goddess for the Lunar Light stuff if you see that a lot. If not, then you can also change this out. Selene into Access Code is definitely possible, together with a Liner if we play, for example, the Mirror Match or maybe against Blue Eyes. Then we have an SP, there's a No-Brainer, as well as an IP Masquerina. Obviously, you don't really have the bodies to make these, which is why the most important cards in your extra deck are obviously your Artmage cards, because yeah, you have seen what we are or what we have on the endboard, and you obviously want to keep your endboard monsters and not make an IP with that. And then we also have a Cross Sheep, which sometimes can come up to basically extend our plays via this Fusion Summon re-special mode that Cross Sheep has. So this is the guide. Let me know in the comments whether you have any more questions. If you like my video, please consider hitting the thumbs up and the subscription. I'm blanking here, but this would help out the channel a lot. Thanks in advance, and I wish you a great day, and we will see each other in the next one.